Galaxy's Most Wanted. Into the Dorkness. Book 2 by John Kloepfer. So what happened last time?
The ghost came. The first one was about Mim.
Mim? And what was Mim?
He was a little alien that was not nice. He wanted to eat the whole Earth.
What?
Yeah, because that's why he wanted to eat the whole Earth.
So they captured Mim and put him in a prison cell. And now...
Yeah!
You don't have to yell.
Oh, I forgot it. No.
Alright, so we're on book 2. We already read book... Stop. There's our bookmark on page 1.
Oh.
Wow, how about that? Chapter 1. Whoa. The sky... What is that?
Oh, the sky. Well, that's the sky.
So book 1 ended with everything was going awesome, and then they got called outside because now there were 4 new alien ships over the camp. Because
they wanted to eat the Earth?
I don't know. We don't know yet. The sky over north...
I think the Earth is yellow.
The sky over Northwest Horizon Science Camp flashed and blinked with the lights from 4 massive UFOs hovering overhead. Standing next to the planetarium, Kevin Brewer and his friends stared slack-jawed at the extraterrestrial invasion swirling above them. What the heck is going on? Kevin turned to face his friends Warner, Tara, and TJ, as if any of them would have an answer. None of them did. I don't know, Tara said. But I don't think we should stick around to find out. Kevin glanced down at their miniaturized alien buddy, a cyborg space cop.
What?
The miniaturized Click, remember? The cyborg space cop named Click, who Kevin had mistakenly blasted with a shrink ray the night before. Their alien friend ignored Kevin, unable to tear his eyes away from the UFOs headed their way. Looking at their broken galactoscope, Kevin couldn't believe how much trouble their science camp invention had caused. He and his team, the Extraordinary Terrestrials, had built the galactoscope by following a diagram in one of Warner's sci-fi comic books. They had no idea the interstellar text messenger would actually work. Over the course of a few days, they had summoned the galaxy's most wanted alien, a purple, furry creature named Mim with an appetite for destruction, fought off a giant arachnopod, a humongous half-octopus, half-tarantula, and saved the world from annihilation.
From Mim?
Yep.
The big giant Mim?
Yep. But right after sending Mim back to space prison, they discovered the purple planet eater had managed to call his fellow space thugs for backup. Now, Mim's alien associates had arrived on Earth, and Kevin didn't have the slightest clue about what to do next. About 100 yards away from Kevin and his friends, the rest of the Northwest Horizon campers were huddled together outside the mess hall. A prolonged hush fell over the adolescent mob as they all took in the sight of the alien spaceships rolling overhead. The otherworldly fleet spread out high above the treetops to the 4 corners of the science camp. With a mechanical crank, the starships opened their doors, and each alien vessel then released half a dozen much smaller alien space cruisers. A moment later, the clouds began to churn violently as a huge alien mothership,
There's a huge alien
emerged from the atmosphere. The immense spacecraft blotted out the sun and cast a shadow over the camp below. "Whoa," said Warner, his eyes lighting up with fear and excitement at the sight of the extraterrestrial invasion. A hair-raising shriek pierced the awestruck silence. Kevin whipped his head around and gazed across the grounds of the science camp. Over by the dining hall, the throng of campers had erupted into a frenzy. Kevin could hear head counselor Dimpus yelling instructions to his staff, trying to maintain control of his campers. "Start up the vans! Everybody stick together! Single file lines!"
Wow, is that cool?
That is a huge. That's the size of the whole camp. That is huge.
Huger.
Dimpus.
In a house?
Oh, that's the size of like 20 houses.
Wow, that's weird. Because that's why alien ships are not supposed to be on Earth.
Right.
They don't live on Earth. They live on the moon.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's good. But bye-bye.
Dimpus then turned towards
Bye-bye.
Dimpus then turned towards the planetarium and hollered at the extraordinary terrestrials. "Kevin, Warner, TJ, Tara, get back here!"
Yeah.
But Kevin didn't twitch a muscle, frozen next to his dumbfounded friends. A huge loading hatch had just started to open underneath the gargantuan alien mothership.
Oh, yeah.
"There's something coming out." TJ squinted through his thick lens glasses and tilted his head back. A few seconds later, a shimmering metallic sphere floated out the hatch. "What is that thing?" Tara asked. Click gasped at the sight of the hovering metal sphere. "That thing is a freeze ray bomb," he said, "and it means we need to run." "Wait," said Tara. "We have to warn the others." The sphere flew smoothly over the center of the camp and stopped in midair, directly above the hubbub of scrambling campers and counselor. The giant alien sphere glowed a fluorescent orange. "No time for that," Click's tiny voice bellowed. The kids sprang into action, racing for the woods. "Run!"
Yeah, all the kids are running, and the grown-ups.
Yeah. Behind them, the freeze ray bomb unleashed a bright bluish-white beam of plasma that spiraled straight to the ground like a tornado whirling down from the clouds. Whoa. Kevin scooped Click off the ground and put him on his shoulder. "Pick it up, slowpoke," Click shouted in Kevin's ear as they broke towards the Oregon pine forest. He hung on to Kevin's backpack strap as if he were riding a racehorse. Kevin looked over his shoulder and back at the camp behind him. "Vrrr!" The freeze ray bomb let off a strange electrostatic noise as it detonated. A shockwave rippled out from the spot where the plasma beam struck the earth. The ground rumbled in response. The campers and counselors all halted in frozen poses of suspended animation as the freeze ray bomb blast reverberated underfoot. It looked like someone hit the pause button on a raucous game of tag or capture the flag. "Don't look back, Kevin," Click shouted. "You're going to get us both zapped." Kevin's chest burned as he ran into the thicket of trees, but there was no time to catch his breath, and anyway, if he had, it would have been his last. He could feel the blue-white glow blazing hot on his trail as the pulse rushed up behind him. Tara, Warner, TJ, and Kevin shuffle-stepped between a pair of pine trees and kept running headlong into the forest. A frantic squirrel skittered down the trees beside Kevin. The blast radius of the freeze ray bomb struck the base of the tree, and
What did this? That squirrel is screaming for help. Help me!
Yep.
Help me! Please help me! There's a ghost coming.
Well,
I
there's
know
a
that ghost.
It's not a ghost, it's a freeze bomb.
I know that freeze bomb. But why is freeze bomb coming?
The blast radius of the freeze ray bomb
Kevin.
struck the base of the tree, and the squirrel paused
Kevin.
mid-stride halfway up the trunk. Oh no, Kevin gasped, huffing and puffing. Faster, Kevin, faster, Click shouted. Kevin pumped his arms and flung his feet forward, running with every ounce of energy he possessed. Ahead of them, Tara and Warner raced out of the woods and bolted across the soccer field that belonged to all-girls soccer camp on the other side of the lake. Kevin looked to his right. He and TJ were neck and neck. The two slowpokes kept on chugging, trying to outrun the blue-white blast wave. "Come on, Tej!" Kevin shouted, wheezing as the two of them raced out the fastest freezing forest and high-stepped into the soccer field. "Ugh!" TJ grunted loudly, and Kevin heard a thud. Kevin swiveled his head to the side, and out of the corner of his eye, he saw TJ stumble on a bump in the grassy turf. TJ tripped, flailing his arms. The freeze ray bomb surged like a tide, chasing up the back of his legs. Kevin thrust out his hand and grabbed TJ by the wrist. He planted his foot and heaved TJ ahead of the oncoming pulse. TJ stumbled for a moment, then regained his balance and kept running. Kevin wasn't so lucky. He could feel the electromagnetic chill nip at his heels as he tipped and plunged face first into the ground. Oof!
Oh! Sonic the Hedgehog did that!
Click flew off Kevin's backpack and hit the turf, landing on both feet with perfect balance. The little alien bounded away from the freeze ray swath, gaining on them. Kevin tried to scramble to his feet, but he didn't have time to stand up. The freeze ray bomb was moving too fast. As the bomb's pulse rippled towards his feet, Kevin sucked in one last breath and squeezed his eyes shut, ready to be frozen.
No. Is he frozen?
I don't know. A few seconds passed, and Kevin opened his eyes.
Is he frozen?
And Kevin opened his eyes gingerly. He wiggled his fingers and toes. Everything still worked.
Wow!
The circumference of the blast wave had stopped just shy of his sneaker, leaving him about a millimeter out of range. Kevin breathed a sigh of relief and tapped the stiff blades of grass with the tips of his cross trainers. One of these days, he said to himself, and then collapsed back onto the bed of unfrozen green grass, I'm going to have to get in better shape. Chapter 2. Lying on his back, Kevin thanked his lucky stars, Betelgeuse, Castor, Pollux, and Polaris.
Your tablet turned off. Said your tablet turned off.
It's fine. He sucked into a puff from his inhaler, and as Click and TJ raced to his side, Kevin turned his head to look at the miniaturized alien sailing in front of his face. We made it, he said. Barely, said Click, glancing at the borderline ridge of the grassy markings, glancing at the borderline of rigid glass marking the outer reaches of the freeze ray bomb blast. You're one lucky earthling. Thanks for saving me, Kev, TJ said. He reached out his hand and lifted Kevin to his feet. No sweat, man, Kevin said, a drop of perspiration trickling down his face. We all gotta stick together, right? What's perspiration? That's a big word. What do you think
Perspiration waves.
Perspiration.
I got to turn on your top.
That means sweat.
Sweat.
Right. You know how you get really hot and you're sweaty?
And when you get super duper hot,
Yeah.
you burn.
Well,
And you get to start to go on fire.
well, that's sunburn. He brushed himself off and caught his breath. Tara and Warner jogged back to the group and stopped in front of their team captain.
And fire burned the rock. And when it lands on me, I would say, I'm on fire! I'm on fire! Help me! I'm on fire!
Well, luckily they were only running from a freeze bomb and not fire bomb. Are you all right, Kevin? Tara asked. Yup. Kevin bent his elbow and twisted at the waist. Everything's to be working okay. Good, she said. Now we can get out of here, please.
Because people are getting frozen.
The field house for the soccer camp's not too far away, Warner said, pointing towards another stretch of pine woods on the other side of the field. We can't just stay out in the open like this. We need to get away from those alien freaks before they catch up with us. Wait, Click said. We have to go back. What? Tara asked. Why? For starters, we have no clue who we're dealing with, Click said. And I can guarantee you, they didn't come here to take over just your little science camp. If they were working with Mim, then they're not gonna stop until they have control of the entire planet.
That's why we have Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to meet a planet.
Click was right.
Because we meet a planet. Just meet home. Because we meet a...
Mm-hmm.
That's why we meet a home. So could I turn on your iPad?
No, I'm reading. Whoever these aliens were, they didn't seem to be fooling around. This alien invasion was the kids' mess, and they had to clean it up. After all, they had taken down the galaxy's most wanted alien earlier that morning, and now they were about to face off against his angry allies, his angry friends. That
They
didn't...
don't like Earth. Because Earth is beautiful. Nobody. Aliens don't.
Well, we don't know that they don't like Earth. Maybe they like Earth, but their version of like is they want to eat it because they like it.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Do you like hot dogs?
Yeah.
Why? Does that mean you're not going to eat them?
When I go up, I'm going to cut all the aliens.
Nah.
And I'm going to kill them when I go up on the space.
They were about to face off against his angry allies, or friends. That didn't make Kevin feel any more excited to go back after them. But they didn't have any other options. Whether they liked it or not, the choice had been made for them the moment they decided to try to contact alien life. You want us to go back and spy on those freeze-ray bomb-toting alien maniacs? Warner said. Are you out of your mind? I don't think so, Click said, but I'll have to check the updates on my neurochip. There's no time for that right now, though. The mini alien cyborg started to walk back towards the frozen forest. There's no way I'm going back there, Tara said. Me neither, Warner said. Suit yourself, Click said, but I'm getting to the bottom of this with you
Who's
guys
that?
or without you guys.
Is that my dad, Kevin?
Yep. Click is the one up front. That's Kevin, TJ, Tara, and Warner. I'm going with you guys or without. Kevin stepped across the line from the lush green grass to the blue-tinted blades where the freeze-ray blast had petered out. Dude, what are you doing? Warner asked. I'm going with him, Kevin said. It's our fault Mim came here in the first place, and now it's our responsibility to take down these alien jerk faces who are trying to mess up our summer.
Yeah, 'cause they like Earth. 'Cause they want to eat Earth.
Yep.
They think, but inside of the Earth, it burns.
Kevin turned away from his friends.
In the side of the Earth, it burns.
In the core?
Yeah,
How do you
inside.
know about the core?
Yeah,
How do you know about the core?
they don't want to eat the planet. 'Cause there's dirt,
Huh.
and there's hotness inside of the Earth.
Huh. How did you find out about the Earth's core being hot?
Because then the aliens didn't want to eat it.
Who told you the Earth's core was hot?
No, I know about it. I know already about it.
Oh, okay. Did they teach you that in school?
Nobody. No,
Oh, you just know it.
I already know words that I say.
Oh. What are you going to do? TJ looked at Tara and Warner. When he's right, he said, and followed quickly after Kevin. Warner groaned and glanced at Tara, who shrugged at him and hurried after TJ. Warner shook his head in disapproval and then broke into a jog to catch up with his friends. The extraordinary terrestrials moved back towards the tree line of the frozen pine woods. The dirt felt hard as cement under their feet from the effects of the freeze ray bomb. Oh my goodness, is that an alligator alien? Kevin,
That's
wait.
that alien freak that
Yeah.
wants to eat the planet.
I don't know. We don't know yet what they want to do. They're just friends with Mem, and Mem wants to eat the planet. Kevin waved to his friends, gesturing for them to follow him. They quickly fell in line and pushed deeper through the forest, single file, crouching low to the ground. They strayed off the trail slightly, using the stiff frozen leafy bracken for cover. Come on, you guys, Kevin said. I have an idea. If we keep heading along this path, it will lead us right to the robotics trailer on the other side of the camp. So? Warner whispered behind Kevin. What's the plan, man? We're going to use the drone car from the robotics lab to spy on the aliens, Kevin said. But we never finished it, said Warner. Remember? The receiver was broken. Yeah, I know, dude, Kevin said. I was there. But if we put our heads together, I bet we can get it to work. Great idea, Kev, said TJ. This is going to be sweet. Yeah, except for the whole part about spying on a bunch of psychotic aliens, Tara said, rolling her eyes. Oh, wait, that's the entire reason we're doing this. Tara, said Click earnestly, if we don't find out what we're up against, whatever it may be, we'll be powerless to stop it. Click climbed up Kevin's back and perched on his shoulder like a pet parrot, staying low to the ground. Kevin crept back up the walking path, weaving through the woods. Hup! Tara gasped, squinting through the foliage. Kevin, wait! Don't! But it was too late.
What?
About 20 yards off, a tall, lean figure lurked beyond the pines. The alien had the shape of a human-sized lizard. Some kind of alien weapon was slung over its shoulder. Kevin froze in place while Click unzipped the backpack.
What? Kevin? Froze? Like an icicle?
Well, you know, when you're sneaking around playing hide and seek and you freeze still in one place so they can't see you, that doesn't mean you're frozen. That means you stay still. So he froze in place while Click unzipped the backpack and dove into the pocket.
Right now.
Yep, you're freezing into place. Tara, Warner, and TJ all disappeared out of sight behind the 3 different tree trunks. Kevin stared straight ahead, stiff as a statue, as the alien strode towards him. Kevin's lungs tightened as he held his breath. The 6'6" reptilian strolled silently down the path. The alien henchman stopped in its tracks and paused, flicking its gaze towards Kevin. Its head slinked to the side like a serpent gauging its prey before a strike. Kevin held still, trying desperately not to shake or breathe or blink. He let his eyes go blank, avoiding eye contact. He had to look just as frozen as the camp around him. The man-sized lizard alien took a few steps forward and stepped directly in front of Kevin. Its nostrils flared as it sized up Kevin's motionless form. The reptilian grunted, and 2 puffs of hot breath shot out of its nostrils. The stinking air hit Kevin's face and stung his eyes, making them water. The immense alien reptile gave Kevin one more glance before continuing on with its patrol through the forest. "What the heck was that thing?" Kevin whispered once the alien was out of earshot. "That, my friend, was a chameleon," Click said. "Part of a warrior race of reptilians with skin that can blend in with any background. I'm surprised there was only one of them. They usually travel in packs." "You mean there could be more of those things?" "There usually are," Click whispered in Kevin's ear. "But we're in the clear now. Let's keep moving before it's too late." I think that's a good stopping point for tonight.
Now I get some to look on your computer.